Electric bikes in the Philippines are commonly used to cater to short and fast trips of commuters. Considering that our country is one of the pioneers of using electric vehicles as mode of public transportation in Asia, Filipinos quickly adapted to this kind of transit. To adapt in this modern type of transportation, Department of Energy aims to use lithium-ion battery-powered electric bicycles as replacement for the current diesel-powered tricycles that are commonly used at Filipino streets and side roads. The LTO announced that it will seize e-bikes that ply government roads as they are not registered. This problem is also visible in Palanan, Makati City, wherein e-bikes are used as their income-generating source. Although Makati Mayor Abby Binay supported and still continues to improve the situation for this kind of electric vehicle, the mayor said that it is not impossible that e-bikes will have their permit and license to be legal driver like tricycle and pedicab drivers in the city. But looking at the situation of e-bikes today, they still don't have license and permit even though there are numerous compared to sidecars and tricycles. The specific human experience this study wanted to focus on is the struggles experienced by e-bike drivers in using e-bike as an income-generating source. Due to real and ideal situations presented, this study aims to answer the problem, what elucidates the struggles of e-bike users in Palanan, Makati City as an income-generating source. We should be able to bring light to the experiences of these drivers, which involves problems in traffic and limited road freedom having been restricted by laws. The results of this study will also allow the researchers to formulate a city ordinance that will help the users of e-bikes in Palanan, Makati City.
This study employed qualitative research since it characterized the struggles of e-bike users in Palanan, Makati City as an income-generating source. As stated by Denzin and Lincoln, qualitative research is multi-method in focus, involving an interpretative, naturalistic approach to its subject matter. This means that qualitative researchers study things in their natural settings, attempting to make sense of or interpret phenomena in terms of the meaning people bring to them. With this, it was appropriate to use qualitative research since the study focused on understanding the phenomena of the struggles of e-bike users in Palanan, Makati City. Phenomenology is used as a form of qualitative research since the study tackled the experiences and struggles of the e-bike users as an income-generating source. Interviews were conducted with a group of people who use e-bikes since they have first-hand experience of the said phenomena. The data then is read, reread, and called for like phrases and themes that are then grouped to form clusters of meaning. Through this process, the researchers were able to characterize the struggles of the e-bike users in Palanan, Makati City. The co-researchers will be selected through the following criteria given by the researchers. The researchers consider these qualities in order to have an appropriate and an accurate criteria for them to find the root cause of the struggles of e-bike users to be able to help them travel using their e-bikes without hassle. E-bike users, varying in age, were selected to participate in the study. These participants were selected under the following criteria. A. They are currently using e-bikes. B. They must be living in Palanan, Makati. C. They should have already used e-bikes for at least a year already. D. They must experience struggles when using an electric bike as an income-generating source. E. They must use the electric bike for at least 4 times a week. F. They must experience struggles concerning generating income when using an electric bike. Hence, the co-researchers were gathered specifically from different areas of Palanan, Makati, since they were able to satisfy the criteria. With the conform letter, the researchers were able to formally explain and expand of the study that is being conducted. The consent process ensures that possible co-researchers are voluntarily participating in the study with full knowledge of relevant risks and benefits. In conducting the study, The researchers made sure that the co-researchers participating in the evaluations are fully informed about the evaluation being conducted and ensured such identifying information is excluded from any reports or published documents to keep the anonymity.
After a thorough data gathering using saturation and filtering, the researchers were able to formulate a typology about the struggles experienced of e-bike users in Makati as income-generating source. This typology explains the real struggles experienced by electric bike users in Palanan, Makati City. Concern is defined by the researchers as the phenomena that impacts the drivers in Palanan, Makati in utilizing e-bike as an income-generating source. These phenomenon are affecting the drivers negatively, particularly in the way they use e-bike. The struggles experienced by those who use it is happening because of a certain reason. The cause, which is the root, defines the concern as the origin of these happenings. From there, struggles can be defined by its predominating factor. With the factors and causes defining the struggles experienced, the users will encounter different kinds of effects, which is the outcome. The outcome is the real situation that hinders the progression of using e-bike as an income-generating source in Palanan, Makati City. The outcome will result in distressing a certain group of people that have a connection to e-bike. There are many people involved in the usage of e-bike as an income-generating source. The struggles experienced affect a particular group of people or the affectee because it does not affect only the drivers using it. Affectee is defined by the researchers as the one who suffers from the concerns because of the predominating root and its outcomes. Law concerning is defined by the researchers as the struggles that come from lack of permit to operate and license to drive e-bike. Users of electric bikes are not permitted or entitled to have permits, unlike sidecars, because the city government of Makati has not yet approved the proposal of having a city ordinance that supports the usage of electric bike as an income-generating source. Sidecars do have a permit and license to operate because they are considered as one of the mode of transportation in Palanan, Makati. Without having a license to operate, the drivers experience different struggles concerning the law. The drivers are considered as colorum in the city because they do not have a license and permit to operate, leaving them to feel at risk because they are not protected by the law whenever they use and go to some roads. The drivers are affected by this struggle because they are conscious of what might happen and what might the government officials can do to them. These drivers are prohibited to use certain roads because they do not have access with it due to their absence of license. Physical struggles are struggles regarding the physical properties of e-bike itself. The e-bike is composed of different parts that make it a good option as another mode of transportation in Makati. E-bike is comparatively smaller than the usual vehicles used in the city. With e-bike being smaller than other vehicles, the drivers experience struggles that have something to do with the physical parts of the bike. E-bike use a battery that takes 6 to 8 hours of charging time. Even if e-bikes consume a large amount of time in charging, it only caters short distance travels due to the capacity of its battery. With the capacity of the battery of an e-bike, the drivers cannot go beyond the maximum power of the battery, leading them to decline some passengers who will go to far places, especially when they know they will run out of battery. Social concerning struggles are struggles that deal with the colleagues of e-bike users. With lack of permit, e-bike users lack prioritization from terminals because sidecars have license to operate in Makati. If given the opportunity to line up in terminals, sidecar drivers complain because passengers choose e-bike more than sidecars. With e-bike being chosen frequently by the passengers, sidecar drivers can't help but to argue and contend with e-bike drivers. E-bike drivers are often misunderstood because of them being used frequently by passengers, leading them to be described as arrogant. What will help the e-bike drivers to be legal operating in the city is their license and permit from the city government.
This study attempted to elucidate the struggles of electric bike users as an income-generating source in Palanan, Makati. In making this study, the researchers were able to distinguish three major concerns from the experiences of these users, which involve law concerning physical and social problems. A semi-structured interview method was utilized in order to categorize the struggles undergone by the respondents. Through this process, a city ordinance would be proposed to be able to help the electric bike users currently experiencing struggles of using electric bikes as an income-generating source in Palanan, Makati City. Lastly, the findings of this research was a large contribution in characterizing and understanding the roots of the struggles experienced by the users of electric bikes.